What you see here is the back of the beautiful PowerMac G4 Quicksilver, or also as we call it, the monster PowerMac G4. Unfortunately, it is not really that much of a monster, so we need to come up with a different name for it. But it has been really heavily upgraded, and you can watch a 2 or even 3-part video. No, I believe it's a 2-part video where we do that. Now, unfortunately, the last upgrade video you saw on this, we installed RAID 0 setup with 2 hard drives. Now, this turned out to be an epic fail, since the Mac just was really unstable and not really anything good for using it. Now, from one day to the other, we wanted to boot it up. It does the following thing. Yes, that's everything it does, pretty much. I hear the first hard drive shut down, the second one's spinning up, and then this. Yeah, and now we can just watch this amazing failed boot forever and ever, or we just shut it down, which is probably the better option. So, I will remove the second hard drive from it and reinstall the operating system. Yeah. Alright, I have no idea when I actually started filming this video, but it must be at least a week ago or even more, because I just so much crap to get done, and I still have, but right now I'm just pissed off and need something different than looking at those stupid newspaper pages I have to do like 24/7 in the last days. And continue with the PowerMac, because it's been sitting here and I need to move it. But before I want to move it, I actually want to get it working, because after that I probably just wouldn't care about it anymore, I guess, and it would just sit and rot like it always does. But right now, let's get back to it. Yeah, so we stopped at pretty much doing shutting it down and me searching for the installation media. Now, I came up with the idea that I should install OS X Tiger, but then I realized that OS X Tiger still only supports, I think, iTunes 9 or something like this, so not iTunes 10, which is a shame. And this leads me to the actual thing I want to talk to you. It's because some people wrote under my videos, and that's cool that you say that, because, you know, I wouldn't know that. You shouldn't just upgrade the machine, you should do something with it. And we tried doing that with the new Xeon PC, but unfortunately the video is still in production because we kind of, you know, just stopped recording. So I just don't want to install an operating system. I just want to install, actually, but I want to show you that you can still do something with it, which is useful. Which isn't a whole lot because it's a Power PC, but there still is a lot of stuff. And we'll show you one thing. I still need to figure out what. But first, let's install Leopard. Yes. So, what you see here is the same as you saw in the previous clip, but this time it's hopefully more promising. And do you remember the thing about the newspaper I got so angry from? Well, it's all cool now. So things are actually going okay in the moment, which is good. Hopefully it stays like that. Another thing that is so typical Apple is that you have to open the optical drive with your mouse. Well, that is ridiculous as it is, but then it doesn't even work without having an original Apple mouse. So I have a PC keyboard connected to the PowerMac, which I'm just doing the PCU back guys off. And to open the optical drive, I have here an Apple mouse. So this computer has 2 input devices. Where do you see that? Here is one, and here is one. Here is one, and here is one. So here you still see the corpse of the RAID, which is on there. So we need to partition it into one partition. Yeah, let's just kill it. And now the stupid RAID, which I can't recommend for PowerPC Max, is gone. Cool. It's formatting. It's formatting, yes. And I always seem to forget how freaking loud that thing is, but as much as it disturbs you, it remembers that this has a great cooling system, because this thing is probably the last computer that I have that will overheat. Because this has like 1,000,000 fans in it. They're loud, but they're working great. And I can just barely feel hot air inside of it coming out. You know, that's pretty nice, I guess. Now, the G5 PowerMacs have even more fans and more airflow and more like architecture. But that's with the G5 gets even more hot than G4. I don't know how hot it gets actually. I heard that G5s are really hot, and G4s are not so. But I know it from my PowerBook that heats up like, wow. Whatever. Let's move on with the installation. Yeah. So we're officially installing macOS 10 Leopard. That's 10.5 onto the PowerMac G4 again, and all with Microsoft keyboard and mouse. And because I don't have space in my room, I have to use the gigantic Dell Vostro as a mouse pad in the moment. But yeah, good so far. And now I will go and grab something to eat because I'm starving. So, as promised, I will show you, hopefully, something that the PowerMac G4 can still do perfectly. And why I say hopefully is because I don't know if it works actually. But I've got here an iPod Touch 4G. The thing is dead, battery-wise. I need to charge it up. And what we'll do a complete, official, perfect restore of this iPod, because I haven't touched it in months, and I think there's a lot of crap on it. Maybe still an untethered jailbreak, tethered jailbreak of iOS 6 point something. And I think giving this a clean install will do it good. And if it works on a PowerMac, I can still confirm that you can, on the G4 running a Leopard, still sync your iPod Touch 4th generation. Not that any of you guys want to get this, but still, if you have one of those, you can do it. Hopefully. I don't even know. Can an iPod Touch 4th generation still be synced with a gorgeous PowerMac G4? We'll find out if you stick around. But first we have to install. That takes time. And it's really hot in here. It's 30 degrees at least. Yeah. While I have to wait really patiently for it to install, I would like to give you a little tour of the ports it has, because it has quite a lot since we upgraded it. There's only one thing missing actually from its original thing. We got here a phone port who uses that. Audio out and in. Unfortunately this is bent. Then we have an Ethernet port, 2 FireWire 400, 2 USB 1.1, a DVI, a Apple desktop monitor connection thingy, nothing, 4 USB 2.0 cards, and another 3 FireWire 400 and a huge cooling fan. Now I used to have here a sound card from Yamaha, but unfortunately it only works on Linux, and obviously Mac is a little more probably better choice for PowerPCs, so yeah, this is doing the job fine. I just can't record stuff with it. That's unfortunate, but yeah, not that I really so badly need to do. Front, we got the optical drive and a zip drive slot, which we thought it was a floppy drive slot, but no, it's a zip drive slot. Bay, whatever, and a power button, and a reset, and a programmer's thing, and a speaker, which sounds pretty good for being one freaking speaker on a desktop machine. And that's all about it. Now let's wait for it to install. I don't know how many times I've said that in that video, but you will tell me in the comments. I hope so, at least. So, I just came back from downstairs and I was looking forward to my new macOS 10 Leopard installation. Look what it shows me. Look at that. That's not cool. It shows me a freaking, what the hell, where's my startup drive? Signal. What did it do? I don't know. But I think we should give it a reboot and see what it does. But I swear, when I left the room, it totally was installing. So I don't know if it crashed or something, because I wasn't here, but... You boot. You boot. What was that? I don't get that. Now it seems to be booting into the what is it? The startup, first start video thing. And before it shows me a freaking unhappy Mac. No, it's not unhappy Mac. It just didn't find the startup drive Mac thing. Whatever. Here you go, booting. This. Wonderful. Perfect intro video. This is the last you will ever see on any OS 10, because after Snow Leopard, which had the same as this, they just said, nope, we just don't have the resources to animate a little intro video for you. Because I always love these intro videos. Wonderful intro there. Oh yes, finally we made it into the installation. Everything works, I think, at least. And we got a 933 MHz G4 with a gig of RAM running 10.5.1. Now this will have a bazillion updates, but right now we have a working macOS 10 Leopard installation. Cool. Now let's get iTunes 10, shall we? Now, since the airport card, which was built in 1999, I believe, cannot keep up with the latest WPA2, I had to run Ethernet cable to my main machine, get internet, but that worked all fine. And now I'm here stuck at updating because I want to update, and I'm gonna skip the update for OS 10 for now because I just want to get iTunes, and yeah, I will get iTunes. And the iPod sits there next to the Hummer on the PowerMac, patiently waiting, telling, boot me up, I want to get synced. So, ladies and gentlemen, another 2 days have passed, and yeah, I don't even know if I will ever finish this video. Now I want to boot up this PowerMac and sync that iPod Touch, which is still sitting the way I put it next to the H2 there. Let's see if it works. I'm really curious myself, actually. I don't know if it needs iTunes 11 or so. So here you can see the official setup of iTunes. And iTunes needs QuickTime 7.6 or newer to play videos, blah blah blah. This machine can't even play the videos probably because it's too slow for that, but who cares? There it goes. And god damn it. It can't establish a secure connection. That's because it is set to whatever, 1st of January 1970. Yeah, that is not really what we have today. But now it's correct. And for iTunes, there must be Safari 4.0.3 installed. Okay. Let's do it, I guess. So I made a little mistake here, and I'm installing all updates except just the Safari. So yeah, I'm now downloading currently a Java update. Cool. Well guys, we are not really getting anywhere here because I just saw the all failed updates for whatever reason, and then I realized this, indicating I think that is 1 million. Oh, now it changed. 1,353,707 hours. That is a little time, guys. Oh no! What is that? We got kernel panic. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that machine. This used to be such a nice stable machine, and now look at that. Kernel panic here and there. It doesn't matter if you have 1, 2, or 1,000 hard drives. It kernel panics all the time. So I'm booting here the machine once again, and I'm starting to suspect that the constant crashing I used to have with the RAID 0 wasn't even the RAID 0. It could be the RAM. That would be bad because then I would lose another probably 512 megabytes, and then I only have 512 megabytes of RAM with Leopard. That is not good. With Leopard you want to get all the RAM you have. So if it's really the RAM, that would be really bad. But we will get that iPod synced. I tell you. We will do that. You know what, before I just thought, let's screw that, let's put it back in a corner and let it sit for 2 years or even more, because I don't know what's the deal. See that's that startup fail again. Now, because of this, this has occurred now a couple of times, I suspect that the hard drive is dead. Or on its way out at least, because it's booting sometimes not, sometimes it kernel panics, and I don't think it's a RAM problem anymore. I think it is a hard drive problem. Okay, we finally made it, even with the probably corrupted hard drive. We got into iTunes, and now let's see if it's still good for syncing an iPod Touch 4th generation with iTunes 10.6.3. That's the last you will get on any PowerPC Mac ever. Kinda uncool. So, here is the iPod. And we're gonna use the USB 2.0 interface, which is here. And here's the iPod. Here it goes. Don't know if I can still put it that way. Nah. Here it goes. Doesn't say it has any battery, so yeah. Let's see if it does something, I guess. Alright, the iPod hasn't really shown any sign of life except that it has no battery error here. But I successfully connected without kernel panicking this time. External hard drive to the PowerMac, and there we have the restore of the iPod, which is iOS 6.1.6, the latest you can get. Now let's copy to the desktop, because then things are gonna go faster. So we have another fail. This video is so full with fails that I'm getting pissed off, really. It says it couldn't be connection established to the iPod. Now, I suspect you can fix that when you put it in DFU. This really seems to be working. We got here a PowerMac G4 Quicksilver successfully, at least attempting to restore an iPod Touch 4th generation to its latest software it can run. Well, you probably can't sync an iPod Touch 5G or 6G because it requires a newer version of iTunes, but the 4th generation, no deal. Now we just have to wait, because both of these machines are not really the latest and not really the fastest, but they work, at least now. Oh yes, we made it! It is still working. Both PowerMac and iPod. Once we go through all this setup crap, but I don't really get that. Why do I need to do that still when you have a computer hooked up, but whatever. So guys, this is the conclusion. It's finally a happy end. You can still synchronize your iPod Touch 4th generation perfectly with a PowerMac G4 running Leopard. Yeah, Now we can shut this thing down and move it out of the way because I need to work. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.